It is funny that like filming yourself, how normal it's gotten, and then also like creating content is so normal. A lot of it's like the Gary V's and stuff who exploded and say, hey, this is the easiest, cheapest way to, you know, market, which is true. But just seeing like everyone in the world do it.
Everyone's using CapCut.
It's like kind of odd to me. Yeah, it's kind of odd to me. Because I still feel like weird, like in public or sitting down like, hey, and it's just talking. It's a weird concept because you're obviously talking to yourself, praying someone's going to see it.
Yeah.
But then to see what over 50% of people do that now.
Yeah.
I saw a ton of people particularly in London, all ages.
Yeah. Yeah.
All ages, like talking to a camera, walking around in a public space, talking to a camera. It's like, oh, good Lord.
Yeah, because I mean, other social medias, right? Like, especially Instagram started as, it was one of the first ones I feel like that was for the masses. Yeah. Everyone could use Instagram, but it was the people posting were really like photographers and like foodies in the early days.
Yeah.
Right. It was very picture based on those content creators, and everyone else just kind of watched them or post a random shit of your dog or your life. Then video came about on Instagram, and that opened a can of worms because YouTube is like a bigger commitment to do.
Oh, yeah.
And so is podcasts, obviously. But so those were both very rare until maybe 2017, 2018 even. Like those that were around for a decade before they were popular.
Yeah.
Where Instagram quickly went from creator to, or like specialist to everyone's a creator. And then I think TikTok really opened it up like, this is going to sound mean. Do we go unfiltered?
It's going to sound
mean. Like... Anybody with no talent, no skill, and nothing to offer is now a creator.
Oh, what you're saying is that the barrier to entry is low.
Well, and it's like normalized to do that.
Yeah.
Where back in the day, it'd be like, well, why should I YouTube? And like, oh, well, I YouTube because I opened a gym and I've been a trainer for 6 years and I wanted, you know, like,
right.
The reason me and Omar's stories are very similar, like we our paths are similar. We both like worked at gyms, managed gyms, personal trained, and now we're gonna share it to the internet. We're like, why do you TikTok? Well, because I want to get followers and likes. Like that, you know, like there's no...
It's ego or monetization or both.
Yeah, there's no like... And trust me, I love likes and money, but it's... So like that's also a driving force for me, but there's no like root cause or root brand philosophy of why they're doing it. There's no...
Yeah.
You know? Or even you doing it. You doing it like, well, I'm a coach and I'm a high-level competitor and I'm going to share tips and tricks and my life and my journey. Like,
but that's also why I don't have a YouTube.
No, but it would make sense for you too. Where some, like TikTok, like, yeah, what do you do? Well, I just repeated the dance that I saw was popular, but now I wore it.
They have a skill, though.
What?
They have a skill.
I don't know if they do.
I can't dance.
I bet if you put the amount of time, I think these motherfuckers put in time. I don't think they're dancers.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, it is. But my point is just that, like, it's the content for everyone now.
Oh, it's like they dance, not that they are a dancer.
That's a big thing on TikTok too, because I follow real dancers on TikTok.
Yeah,
and it's like first they memed it, and then now they do it kind of serious. They're like TikTok dancer, and then someone will dance, and then they're like real dancer, and then they'll dance. And you see like the difference.
There is
like,
a dramatic difference,
yeah.
Particularly somebody who's a trained dancer who is
That's why when people talk about me dancing, like, bitch, I ain't a dancer. You know, like I'm just a fuckhead. Like I've watched a lot of music videos. Like I'm not even in the scratching the surface of what a dancer is.
Definitely just a fuckhead.
Hey,
that's what you said.
I feel like we're drifting into one particular question here.
There's a couple on podcasting. I think there's 2 or 3.
Oh, really?
Oh, are these supposed to be short?
Yeah, there's gonna be
These
short.
are short. These are shorties.
We can start with the one. I think it's the boys. It's Keith. I recently started a podcast with some of my buddies in the Massonomics Discord where we cover some general topics and interview a fellow Discord member. We are currently 4 episodes in, and I think it's going well. Any advice to keep podcasts running for a long time or general podcasting tips?
I used to encourage people to start podcasts all the time, because any time I felt like somebody had like a unique voice or they had an opportunity to turn it into something, whatever. And now I just tell people to just don't and stop. There's just too many podcasts.
There's a lot, man.
Why? Is it too saturated?
It's way too saturated. Yeah, that the audience is very fragmented. But not in this case. This is they have a particular built-in audience for their podcast, and so.
Well, and even that, like the answer of just do what you love or chase passion. I don't know if I like that answer either.
I don't think that's a great answer either. I think you have to be thinking about like what will people want to listen to, and what will people gain something from, and that what they gain is not always, like
what you can provide.
That too, but
for sure.
but you're not always gaining like education, information, whatever. Some of it is just chumminess.
And maybe it's just me and I'm jaded now, but I don't think like that's like a childish mentality in the best way. I don't mean that negative by any
chasing
means.
passion.
Yeah, where like when you're a kid, if you like chase a passion at 8 years old, it's fun forever.
It's cute.
It's fun forever. Like music was a big passion of mine, so like I got paid to play music and all this stuff, and I always had fun.
Yeah,
always. But I was fucking 16.
Right.
Everything's fun and exciting versus school.
Yeah.
Where like when you're an adult, and if you quote unquote chase this passion, say it goes well or it doesn't go well, it doesn't really matter really. Either way, the end or like the middle is probably not going to be as fun as you thought.
Yeah,
because everything does become work. Like
it becomes work.
Yeah, like all right, so you start. So say it goes the good way, right? And you start taking off. Well, then you got to learn how to monetize. You got to learn taxes. You got to learn all this shit.
And then you have to do more in order to
and
make
you
more.
have to show up to do more. And then, okay, what's the other option?
You're preaching to the choir right now because I'm like going through it.
No, it's everyone. It's everyone. And say the other option is, all right, no one listens and it tanks.
Right.
Well, that's not fucking, doesn't feel good. Even if you fucking love it, eventually you're talking into a microphone to no one, and that's not fun either.
Right.
Keith, these are just my thoughts, buddy. These aren't towards you. These are just general. But so like, yeah, the advice of, just have fun with it is like good, but I don't think is like true.
I don't think it's true either, particularly in podcasting, because it's very easy for a few people who enjoy being together to go down a rabbit hole in a podcast that's not interesting to many other people.
100%. Or and even probably won't be interesting to you if you do it 100,000 times.
Correct. Yes.
Where like I love playing video games. It's still one of my favorite hobbies, although I don't have a lot of time for it. And like even streaming on Twitch became like a job to me. I was like, fuck, dude, I have to turn this on. Man, I got to be funny today. Hey,
it's
I
like
got to play well.
It's like a double-edged sword.
It really is.
Because then it turns what you used to love into like work, and then
yeah. Do what you love and never work a day in your life. People still say that,
and it's so fucking stupid.
Yeah, like I just don't agree.
Because
like I don't get paid. The truth is, you don't get paid to podcast. You get paid to run advertisements and monetize through your podcast. So like, yeah, podcasting hypothetically could be fun. And like same with video games. I don't get paid to play video games. I'm getting paid to entertain on a live stream and market through video games. So like you don't get paid to lift weights. You get paid to program, show up, educate yourself, right? Like you don't get paid for what your passion is ever. There's always layers. So that's why it's just like literally not true. And then it's just a matter of, will you eat the bullshit to do something you semi-love or not? Because all business is the same. That's the truth. Selling a T-shirt's the same as selling a car, which is the same as selling coffee, which is the same as selling a service. Like
I mean, just because it turns into work doesn't mean it's no longer a passion, though.
No, for sure. You could be passionate about like the end philosophy goal, right? Which is like for you, like helping people get stronger, get better, get more confident. But the back end is still annoying. Scheduling people, taxes, gaining clients, selling.
Which is like, I'm willing to, the pros outweigh the cons.
Yeah. You'd rather do that than sell
You sit at
Viagra.
a desk. Yeah, okay. Right. I was going to say a 9-to-5 like desk job, but sell Viagra works
That's pharmacy. We have a lot of pharmacy friends.
Okay.
Your coach, he's a Viagra
he's
dealer.
selling more than just Viagra.
I don't think so.
All right. Oh, so you're his number one.
Well, I don't know.
All right.
I'm not saying I'm involved or not.
You're projecting.
I'm not saying I'm involved, but Viagra's a very common drug.
Yeah, and you got his phone number in your
speed
phone,
dial.
So
I'm
in the
saying,
favorites.
I'm just saying Coach Viagra is saved in my phone.
Yeah, Coach V.
Giving my coach a bad name.
No.
And I think too that there's just technical shit that is time consuming or whatever. Like the last episode we did with David Tao, I had a great time recording it, and I had a lot of work putting the video part together because it was marrying his local video into our on-set video. I mean, that's one of the reasons why it's so much better when you can have somebody in person.
Yeah.
Also, the flow is better. But like, he was a really, really good guest. If you have a really, really good guest on a remote, then you have a good show.
Yeah.
and you know, I don't know, if you keep going with podcasting, you're going to get guests who are not having a good day and are not performers.
Mm-hmm.
I guess, you know, like we're at the point now where 10 years in almost, you know, we're performers. We pull it out.
Avi's a clown.
We pull it out of our asses at this point, and it's not. No, Avi knows how to perform too.
Oh,
I mean, it's like,
do I?
I think so. I mean, you know.
I'm just charismatic.
Okay.
That's
all right.
just me.
All right.
He's tired of it. He's like, okay, try it.
So either you have to love having the outcome, or you have of putting together shows that are difficult, or you have to be married to whatever you're getting out of it otherwise, monetarily or whatever. I mean,
and like I'm not saying it can't be a passion project.
Yeah.
Like maybe it could be. Maybe I'm just wired different, or all of us are, where you could just get together with the boys, chat it the fuck up,
yeah,
and not give a flying fuck what happens to it.
yeah,
And that could be, because I think that's like what golf is, right? Like you turn a certain age, you need to make an excuse to see your friends. You need to make an excuse to get out of the house. And so you golf every Saturday with the boys, whether you love golf or not. You're just chatting it up. Yeah, you're just chatting it up. You're having a beer. You're walking around. You got 3 hours to hang with the boys. So if that maybe is your podcast, then I think everyone should have a podcast, right?
Yeah.
Like make time for your friends. That's cool. If that's your time. If you, because he asked about like advice for keeping it running for a long time. And so, yeah, I think Jim put it on the spot. Like, yeah, you have to either be like in love with the outcome, the cliche shit, be in love with the process, which being in love with the process, no one loves the process of anything. I think people just kind of like progress, and they like troubleshooting, or like, because that's all business and all processes. Lifting's like that, business is like that. It's doing the same shit over and over a million times, even podcasting, and then adjusting, like looking back, assessing, and adjusting as you go forward. So if you really love that, then maybe you have a successful podcast.
yeah. Depends on how you define success too.
That's too, because he says going well. So if it's going well, bro, don't listen to us and just fucking go.
Yeah, you have to.
You got to learn a lot of it on your own.
Yeah, you have to have your own North Star and the whole thing. That's true of anything you do, whether you get paid for it or not.
And then you just have to go. You have to not make an excuse and go. I think that's everything ever. It's just like the gym.
And things that work well with you guys like might not work as well, and vice versa.
100%. Yeah, and that's the same. Yeah, the biggest thing is just showing up and doing it, because it's the same as the gym. Like it's not always going to be super exciting. You're not always going to be in the mood. You're not always going to be this. You're not always going to be that. But you got to show up and put out an episode every single week. You got to show up and you got to deadlift once a week. Like that's just it's just how it goes.
Yeah.
And I've said this before, and I don't want to get too far into it, but like, in the old show after Mike left, every single episode was fucking work.
Yeah,
it was work. It was
no
hard.
fun.
It was really harder to create the chemistry. It was harder to be passionate about putting it together, and that was the year that it made the most money. So
ain't that great, dude? What does that tell you, Abby?
Yikes.
Jim just threw me under the bus.
The numbers don't lie.
Yeah,
Well, I mean,
numbers don't lie.
It wasn't you. It was
No,
the timing.
it was.
It was the timing.
I built the bubble. All right.
Yeah.
You tell yourself that.
It's also true. Let me just put it out there that I made my most amount of money the year I left.
Correct. Yes.
They say correlation is causation, so I don't know.
I don't know what that means either in this case.
I don't
Everyone
know.
made the most amount of money when we split.
Exactly.
Also, I don't know.
So we
People are
got
gonna
back together so we could lose money.
So we could be
together.
broke again.
People are going to say it's correlation does not mean causation. And I know that. I was making a joke.
Yeah.
But for the listeners,
I
was like,
didn't.
Avi doesn't know.
I was still upset. Yeah, I think just learn, have fun with it. Maybe get some foundational stuff if you guys want some X's and O's on the back end.
Maybe you can cause drama.
That would be great. That's a great tip from the Viagra dealer. Am I right? What I would do, though, just in case things do go good or go bad, I would get some kind of foundational stuff in writing, or at least be on the same page business-wise, because that does ruin friendships and ruin businesses. All these cliches are popping up when you ask these questions, like don't do business with friends. And I always say, like, what, you want to do business with a stranger?
And you always say, I don't do, like, Jim and I aren't friends.
Yeah, like, so don't do business with any friend, and don't just do business with friends. I would agree with that, but I would much rather do business with someone I know and trust than someone that's a stranger that I don't trust and don't know. So I don't think every friend is good for business, but I don't think that you should avoid friends for doing business. And same with podcasts. Podcasts, actually, I'd be more likely to do with a stranger than a friend. That'd be the one thing. But still, you're writing down the foundational stuff.
Right.
And so I would get some kind of backbone then, and then otherwise just have fun as best you can.
Have fun.
Sounds good.
All right, where can I find you, Abby?
She's right next to you. She's right there.
Avi.Lou.
Memphis, Tennessee.
On Instagram. Memphis, Tennessee, September
Poland 465.
14.
465?
463.
463? It's probably there.
When
And a little 390. What's this? 391 squat?
I don't know.
I think so.
We'll see. I just want 1,000 total.
Yeah, that'll be there. 1,000 total, Memphis, Tennessee, USAPL Nationals. We'll see you there. We'll be at Barber Brigade July 22nd. Hanging out, probably selling clothes. I'm selling Mike. New episodes twice a week. 3sb.co. When's this going up? Today?
Today.
All right. Monday, ladies and gentlemen. Brand new launch. Check it out. 3sb.co. Good company. Our Americana 2.0. We got some tees, hats, and shorts. You don't want to miss out. Things are starting to fly off the shelf. So get involved. GoodCompanyDiscord.com if you want early access to all of that to guarantee your pieces that you want. And I'm selling Mike.
I'm at the I've been podcasting for nearly 10 years, and now I can't speak English anymore. I am at the Jim McD on all the social medias. This show is 50% facts, where percent is a word, and 50 is just numbers. 50% Facts is a Spreaker Prime podcast in association with iHeartMedia on the Obscure Celebrity Network. And we'll talk to you next.